Just Ranked. This is the podcast where we rank 4 of our top favorites, whatever, of the topics. This week's topic is 1977, a great year in music, all over the place. Let me get the other stuff out of the way. Visit justrankedpod.com. You can get a quick little click to Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all of the great places that we have our podcast. I'm Jimmy. We got Chris next to me. We got Joe above me. We got Dink over there. He's over there for a reason. I just have a quick little information session here about 1977. A lot of really cool things happened in 1977. The biggest one, it is the era of feathered hair. Farrah Fawcett. Elvis dies August 16th. Mark Bolan from T-Rex dies in a car crash in the UK. The rise of disco. The pinnacle of punk. The birth of hip-hop. It's credited to the New York City blackouts. 3 days of blackouts. Somehow got credited to the birth of hip-hop. The 3 big movies of 1977 were Star Wars, Saturday Night Fever, and Car Wash.
Car wash.
Right? In February of 77, Keith Richards gets suspended sentence for heroin possession in Canada.
Fucking Canada.
Right? ABBA.
Was he like 55 then?
What's that?
55 and 70.
Wasn't he 55?
Right. No, he was 32. ABBA Mania in Australia. Annie opens and runs 2,377 consecutive performances. The Police form. Randy Bachman quits BTO. A little CanCon for you guys. Bing Crosby and David Bowie.
Yep.
Perform Little Drummer Boy. Studio 54 opens. The first digital audio workstation, which is a editing format that had not been done at the time for digital recording. This happens. The WOW signal. The Big Ear radio telescope hears a distant sound out in space, and that's kind of a big thing that happened then. Philips, the corporation, coins the term compact disc. The number one song in America. Do you guys know what the number one song in America is?
1977?
Tonight's the Night. It's going to be all right. Rod Stewart is the number one song in 1977. The Grammys.
More feathered hair.
More feathered hair. Yeah. The Grammys. Album of the Year. I've talked about this album because I love it so much. Songs in the Key of Life. Stevie Wonder is the album of the year. Song of the Year by Sir Barry Manilow. I write the songs. The best new artist, Chris. Do you remember?
I tight the skin?
Right. The best new artist.
I forgot about that.
In 1977, Chris, you talked about this band in a previous episode.
I did.
You did. The Starland Vocal Band.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yes. The best R&B vocal performance is I Wish by Stevie Wonder. And I'm just going to knock out a couple of these debut albums of 1977. Go back 2 weeks ago, we had best debut albums from 2000 to 2010. No, more than a couple weeks ago. A couple weeks ago, we had that. The Sex Pistols, Nevermind the Bollocks, is the debut album.
Yep.
Talking Heads, 77. Psycho Killer. The Clash, self-titled.
Nice.
Cheap Trick. Foreigner, self-titled. We have a Foreigner episode that a couple of you, 1 or 2, have watched. Go back and watch to get those numbers up. Motorhead's debut album happened that year. Peter Gabriel, right? The Ace of Spades. Peter Gabriel had his solo album, and The Village People. So that is our time capsule of
coincidence. I think not.
That's our time capsule of 1977. So, with that being said, I'm going to hand it off to you, Dink.
I will start with my number 4. I don't really have a disclaimer other than say Pink Floyd Animals and Fleetwood Mac Rumors are right around this time.
Yeah.
And they are going to be discussed on my list tonight. So that's maybe my only disclaimer that I have. I will roll into my number 4. I will say this. Yes, I did mention this to you guys in the chat. All these songs are my favorite songs by the artist. So that's kind of cool. So they obviously, it was easy to put them once I really broke down, because I got my list to about 10 or 12, like I'm sure you guys did. And then to get it down to the 4, I was like, oh, these ones should be it. They're all my favorite song by this artist. You got it to 15? Nice. Okay, number 4 is Peg from Steely Dan, my favorite Steely Dan song. Obviously from the Asia album released in 77, reached number 11 on the US Billboard in 78. I love this song. I know I say that about every song there is. First Paper, Over the Shoulder.
Cheers.
The guitar solo from this song was cheers. Was attempted by 7 studio musicians.
Yep. That's how they part
including Robin Ford and Larry Carlton. And that's the thing. And then Jay Graydon, and I didn't know I knew who Larry Carlton was, obviously, because he's hugely involved with Steely Dan stuff and like their other stuff, right? But I wasn't sure who Robin Ford was.
Oh, wow.
Or Jay Graydon,
really?
who does the guitar solo. So I had to look them up. No, I didn't know who he was.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so there you go. So I learned something new. So, but yeah, it's Jay Graydon's version, right? And I guess that Michael McDonald rears his ugly head again.
Wait, what?
He provides multi-track backup vocals.
He must make an appearance. We gotta go back to all the shows. I'm pretty sure he makes an appearance on our show like every third show.
Yeah,
agreed.
Absolutely.
Every 2 or 3 shows, Michael McDonald. We'll never have to do a Michael McDonald episode because we've talked about him enough.
We talk about him
what else do I have about this song? We do. Largely speculated that this song was about Peg Entwistle, the Broadway star. Jimmy, am I reading all your entire notes?
No, I have more, so I'll just add on to yours when you're done.
Okay. So the band. This is what I have in my notes. In 2000, the band said the song was written about a real person, but not Entwistle. In 2020, Donald Fagen said there's no hidden meaning. We just wanted a dotted half note for the spot, and Peg was short enough to fit the music. Fagen added that the song takes place in a seedy photo shoot in LA from the perspective of a jilted boyfriend. He also added, "Go fuck yourself."
And I was wondering if you'd sit down with me and talk about your music and this genre.
And what genre is that?
Yacht rock.
Oh, yacht rock. Well, I tell you what. Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Yes, he did.
Right. And you might have heard that once or twice here. Not sure.
Right. But that's really all I have for my notes for Peg. Like I love that album as a whole, and I think it's a great front to back listen. But that song is my favorite song from Steely Dan. So
It's a good song.
Well, if you guys don't have anything, I'll fill in some spaces here. That song was tied for three-way tie for their longest running chart hit, and that was Ricky Don't Lose That Number, Hey 19, and obviously Peg. The other person that was theoretically touted the person that the song was about was Peggy March, 60s pop star. So there was Peg Entwistle and Peggy March.
Oh, there was another Peggy. Okay, so they were.
So there's 2 people that were kind of talked about as the
Pagan question.
The song. Yeah. Thank you.
Dueling pegs.
Yeah.
And then Donald shut
That
the
doesn't
boat
sound
down.
right.
I know. After I said, I was like, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, no, that
right.
sounds bizarre.
Yeah, the quote I have is it's not about anyone. I just needed a short word.
Right.
Michael McDonald. Billboard rated that the third best Steely Dan song. Billboard also said they loved the sarcastic lyrics and stinging instrumental in the song. So I love this song. This is a great pick.
It's a great song.
We do listen to this album quite a bit. Phil Hartman was also the designer of this album cover. We've talked about that a couple of times.
About it, yeah.
So I just wanted to put that back out there into the ethos. So yeah, great pick. Love it. That's a great way to start. And it was also my number 4. So perfect way to start.
Nice. I thought about leaving it off because I wonder if one day we might do a Steely Dan show. I don't know.
Sure.
But then I thought, no, for some of these other ones, there's possibles that we could do a show on them too. So I was just like, fuck it. I'm putting it on there. So.
Yeah, I mean, if we're around long enough, we might touch every big band anyhow. So,
right.
And admittedly, this is that like a couple shows ago when we had that 2000 to 2015 or 2010 show. I left this one off because I knew somebody would have it. It was on my short list.
I thought the same thing. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go bold. I'm going to go Steely Dan. And I did not have a recovery song. So.
Right.
Oh, I went bold. Wait until you see my list.
Oh, we're aware.
Mine are pretty basic, and I will roll into my next basic.
Yep.
With number 3, and it is "What's Your Name" by Leonard Skinner.
Oh, nice.
Again, my favorite song from Skinner. I love Skinner. I actually got to see them in '92. The few members, the original members that were left.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was kind of cool. This is obviously from the Street Survivors album that came out in '77, right after the crash.
Yep.
This song peaked at number 13 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100, number 6 in Canada. I don't know. Like, I have some blurbage here that I wrote down. I'm going to read it just because I thought it was kind of neat. The lyrics depict life on a tour for a band and its entourage. And on the verses, and one of the verses is based on a true story of the band drinking at their hotel bar during a tour when one of the roadies got into a fight. The band got kicked out of the bar, blah, 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 went on into another room and ordered some champagne. However, unlike the song suggests, the incident did not happen in the city of Boise, Idaho. Instead, when Ronnie Van Zant found out that his brother's band, 38 Special, so because Donnie's in 38 Special, was starting their first national tour in Boise, they changed the lyrics to Boise for Donnie. So that's kind of cool. And then right after the album comes out, Donnie loses his brother Ronnie in the plane crash. So like, fuck.
That's a really good segue because 38 Special also had their debut album 1977. I just didn't read it off the list.
Right. The only other thing I have, other than, like I said, I love this song. I've always loved this song. And I love a bunch of other Skinner, but What's Your Name seems to always be the stick out for me. The album sleeve, if anyone doesn't know the story behind the album cover, the original album cover, they're all in flames, right? And since it was released right after, they pulled it and re-released it with the back cover because Teresa Gaines, Steve's wife, Steve's face was like really in flames, and he was one of the guys that died in the crash. And she wanted the cover changed. And there's high speculation that only the members that died, like Poetic, that they were in flames, which is not true. If you look at the original cover, a bunch of the guys that survived were in flames too. So it was just in poor taste. So the record company and the band thought, let's.
I mean, with proper credit, that's poor taste. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I agree.
But that's it. Street Survivors, What's Your Name? My favorite Skinner song, number 3 on this list.
Nice pick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are Skinner fans, if we would ever do a Skinner show, but I'm a huge Skinner fan. So
I think
I'm enough that I could do a show, but I'm not a huge Skinner fan, but enough that I could do a show.
Right.
Kind of same with me. I'm probably, again, one of those bands, if you're a guitarist, you're supposed to love. I like them. I don't hate them, but I don't go on my way to listen to them.
Right.
Yeah. Well, like I said with the Pink Floyd episode, go back. I don't hate them. I don't dislike them. I don't search them out. But when they're on, on.
I dig it. Yeah, I dig it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Right.
I would gladly do a Skinner episode because there's enough good music that I could pick 4 great tunes.
Right.
Yeah, me too. I could use
And
that.
surprisingly, they're still going. Like how they're still going.
Well,
And Johnny, the youngest brother's a singer now, right? Johnny's a singer, and like there's no original members left now.
no.
Right. Well, it's like Foreigner.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but at least these guys are related to the original members
Yeah.
in some way. At least
Yeah.
some of them are. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was talking to a buddy of mine, and we're talking about, like we were talking about a couple of shows ago about, when does a band stop, right? And that's the question of like, it's like Foreigner has no original members, and David Lee Roth can't sing. But if people want to go see that, they can do it. I don't blame, because I get it. I get why they don't want to
Right.
quit. That's
And
what they love.
nostalgia.
It's the only thing they've
Nostalgia,
done.
right?
So I understand why the artist wants to keep doing it. So if you want to do it and people show up, go ahead.
It's what they know, right?
Yeah.
It's what they know, right? That's the
Yeah.
thing. And some are still rocking. Like Leopard's still great.
Yeah,
I'm
Leopard's
gonna see
amazing.
Tesla.
Styx is still fucking amazing too. If you've seen them lately,
Yeah, I haven't seen Dennis DeYoung since he left. If he's any good, but Gowan's great in Styx. So the rest, and
Yeah.
Tommy's awesome. Like,
yeah,
anyway,
yeah, good picks.
All
Nancy.
right.
Number 3.
I'll move on to number 2. Number 2, we'll clearly do a show on these guys. In fact, we were going to, and then we shelved it for a while. But my number 2 is "Shock Me" from Kiss.
Oh, okay.
I love Kiss. I'm a huge Kiss fan. I don't, I guess, actively listen to them unless I have a craving or a feeling like I should listen to some Kiss. I don't seek out Kiss like I used to when I was a kid. But "Shock Me" is my favorite song from them, and
Wow,
it's weird.
okay.
And it's weird, right? Like it's Ace. Ace wrote it. Ace sings it.
Makes
It's his debut on the vocals. And I think I'm weird that way because I think I might have mentioned, I know we don't talk about the Eagles, but I Can't Tell You Why is my favorite Eagles song, and Timothy B. Schmidt sings that. My favorite Stone song is Little TNA, and Keith Richards sings that. So maybe I like when they get off the beaten path, when they start.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mhm.
That's not to take away from any other Kiss songs because I like
Yeah.
lots of Kiss, but "Shock Me" has always been number 1. So when I saw Love Gun came out in '77, I was like, well, this is easy.
Yeah.
Shock Me's on the list. So yeah, like I said, I love that song too, right? I love that album. So,
Yeah.
but this is the gem from that album for me. And like I said, it's all Ace. The inspiration from the song is based on an event that took place during the Rock and Roll Over tour, which is their album before my favorite Kiss album, Rock and Roll Over. And Ace was nearly electrocuted from his guitar, right?
Yeah,
So Kiss performed at the Lakeland Civic Center in Lakeland, Florida. During the opening song, Ace touched the metal staircase railing, which was ungrounded, and he was knocked to the ground. The concert was delayed for 30 minutes. They've completed the show and freely claimed that he had lost feeling in his hand for the remainder of the concert. He kept on playing, so
I
whatever.
mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah, and of course, so the song was born then, right? The guitar solo in the song, Guitar World, if you give them any credit, rated the guitar solo number 50 of the 100 greatest guitar solos of all time. It's a
Whoa.
pretty good solo. It's Ace. Still is.
Says Joe.
It is. It's a good solo.
That's it.
It
Shock Me.
is.
Worst
remember
liar ever.
No, it's a
Right.
good. It really is a good solo. It is a good solo. I can appreciate music when it's bits and parts of music when I don't appreciate the rest of the song. I still think Ace is the best thing that ever came out of Kiss. So
Yes, totally.
I love Joe, but if you see his response, he goes,
Well, you say
Well, I mean,
Kiss and
50
greatest
of
of
all
anything,
time,
and you're like,
I mean, 50 of all time. I could think of 50 Nuno songs.
right. We know that.
yeah. I thought it was a little high too, 50 out of the 100 greatest. If it had been like 82 or something, I would have been like, oh yeah, good. They got Shock Me in there, or good. They got a Kiss song.
Right. But you know what? When Guitar World or any of these guitar aficionado magazines do these things, they do take in the idea of things happened before Eddie Van Halen.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and like in between Jimmy Page and Eddie Van Halen and some of these other amazing guitar players. So they do take that in. So yeah. So I mean, I could see why they ranked it high.
Yeah.
And also, too, admittedly, some of those lists I think are built the way they are just to stir up like fever
Right.
of like, you're wrong. No.
A little bit.
Right.
Although I will give Guitar World more credit than I would Rolling Stone, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, in fact, when I saw it, and I've listened to Shock Me a million times. Well, a million's a stretch, but 1,000 times I've heard Shock Me.
Yeah.
I put it on lists. Like I said, it's my favorite Kiss song. But today I was like, okay, when I finalized my notes, went back and actually listened to the solo. I'm like, oh, it is pretty good. I think I took it for granted because it's just part of the song. It's 50. Speaking of 50, it's 50 exact seconds long, the solo. So that,
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
that's pretty impressive, right? And the rest of the guys are doing their thing, and they're barely doing their thing because Kiss isn't really known for their instrumentation per se. So,
I mean, they kind of are. I mean, okay, early Kiss, they were kind of badass. Okay, as a child, I was a big fan of Kiss. I got older and I got past the whole motif of the makeup and all that stuff. But going back, which I'm sure we'll be talking about queued up here soon. I have been listening to a little more older Kiss just based on conversations with you and I. The concept of Kiss, they had some really cool shit going on, masked by goofery, if that makes sense.
Masked by masks.
Right.
I mean, does that make sense?
Is goofery a word? But I get totally what you're saying.
Goofery.
Yeah,
You're going to
like
make
there's some serious musicianship going on there outside of Gene Simmons. Peter Criss does not get the love that he actually deserves because Peter Criss is actually in his own right a badass drummer.
Yeah.
Ace Frehley, a badass guitar player.
Yes,
but
very much.
surrounded by the menagerie of Kiss. There was some really amazing music also going on that was quite a departure from Kiss. Pink Floyd, David Gilmour, and all that stuff. And you had Eddie Van Halen coming onto the scene 77, 78.
Right.
And Randy Rhoads. So his kind of old-fashioned guitar playing got pushed to the side with some of the new young guns. So I actually give him a lot of credit. If that, I kind of talked a long way around what I was trying to say, but
no, I totally got what you're saying. And it's funny you said Van Halen because Kiss signed Van Halen, right?
Initially,
he tried to. Gene Simmons tried to.
Yeah.
Because, but the backhanded thing about that is he was trying to steal Eddie from the band.
Right.
Shocking.
So
it's all about Gene as usual.
I'm with you guys. I don't want to say I agree with Kiss, but I don't search them out. But I think most people like us that were into music at our age went through a Kiss phase.
Absolutely, I agree. Except for Joe.
Except for Joe.
Iron Maiden, no Kiss. Yeah.
That's weird. As a guitarist, you're the only one I know that.
3 out of 4 went through a
I
Kiss
always
phase.
thought the music sounded like disco to me. When I was like,
it's like a dentist commercial, right?
Shit, man.
3 out of 4.
I agree with him. I agree with him. Well, I mean, okay, as a musician, in the late 80s, early 90s, Kiss were still kind of relevant. I had a bass player I've talked about several times on the show, Dana Oy. He thought Gene Simmons was the greatest bass player ever, and he always wanted to do Kiss cover songs. I thought it was kind of weird, but the rest of the band, I thought it was cool that they all could sing and had their own parts, and they could change their musical likeness, if you will, into different thoughts and streams. So they were kind of fluent and could jump back and forth between musical themes. I mean, what is it? Kiss Dynasty. I Was Made for Loving You. There was just a story I read the other day that they're backing it up. That you know what? That song had to be written, and it was the time of disco, and it worked.
It worked. Yep.
Yep.
Totally. Yeah. Well, kudos to your friend Dana. He might be the only person in the history of the world that says Gene's a great bass player.
Well,
I
Joe
think
and
the
I
exact
used to
quote was
tease him.
the greatest bass player ever to live.
Yes, Joe and I used to tease him that he could play 4 songs at one time because there's only 4 strings on a bass.
And
Who's
I
number
wasn't.
2? Nick
I had,
Six?
I think, all of Ace Frehley's, the Frehley's Comet cassette tape.
Oh yeah,
Loved it.
they were great. Yeah, fairly
Some
solid.
big, amazing.
With Mark Slaughter.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
the other
you can't. I don't
Dana-
say anything bad about Ace. I love Ace. Right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'll say it. I like Old Kiss.
yeah, I love Old Kiss.
Yep.
All right. Sorry, man. I
Number one.
hijacked you.
Close it out. This one was an easy one. You probably already know what it is. This is my favorite song of all time. Not of 77, of all time. It's on that list of 1 to 20. It's number 1. It's from the Point of No Return album.
Oh,
I've mentioned it many times. It's Dust in the Wind.
whew.
Yeah. So it's easy.
Nice.
Song originated from the finger-picking exercise by guitarist Kerry Livgren. His wife encouraged him to develop it into a song. The song became Kansas' only top 10 hit on the Billboard 100, peaking at number 6, later certified 3 times platinum. I love Steve Walsh's voice. I love Kansas. They don't get a lot of credit. They kind of fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
made
they do.
jokes
They do.
about it, that Old School, and I love Will Ferrell, but he butchered this song, rightfully so, the way he sang it on the movie, right? But I was like, oh fuck, like it was funny, but I love this song, so I was like, it was cringeworthy too, right? So
Yeah. But I mean, I think that was the point.
that was the
Yeah,
whole
that was
point,
the point.
right?
That was all.
But yeah, no, I love this song. This is a song, like I said, I think I mentioned it in the Floyd episode. This is a song I want played at my funeral.
Yeah.
This was easy. Like, so I had number 1 and I had to build the other 3 because number 1, as soon as we decided to do 77, I'm like, wow, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's it.
You guys?
No, I mean, it's a great band. And what Jimmy said before about Kansas, you're right. Everyone forgets about them. They got some great songs. They got some great albums, man.
Yeah.
They do.
And
Right?
I
And
think
this
it's
song's got not just great guitar, it's got a viola and a violin. It's got
Just the orchestration. Yeah, the orchestration of the entire song is amazing.
Yeah. Well, I have a personal love for the song as well. It may not be, the love that you have for it, but it is the first karaoke song I ever sang in my life. And on top of it, it was in Hopkins, Minnesota. There was this little corner bar that's now something or other. I don't know. It's like Stag Films. You could give the karaoke host $5 and he would record your voice, you singing it, and give you the Maxell 90 tape, which I recorded over. Yeah, so I paid $5 to record. I closed my eyes. Now you know why I recorded over it.
And like me, now you know why Jimmy's a drummer.
Sing
clearly. Hold on. Me.
I can't sing with all these violins.
I do have to say that was a really good list. With my list, I'm not going to give anything away. I had one crumple so far. I really thought that you and I were going to have a lot of the same songs, which when we get to my list, if these two guys don't have them, that you're going to get a kick out of it because you're going to be like, it was on my list. So
probably. Yeah.
But
anyway, I'll pass it off to Joe. That's it for me. And let's see what Joe has. There was no Prince in 77, was there?
Yeah, I think that's why I picked 77 because his first album didn't come out until 78. So
we got that in there. Yeah. You really fucked me there.
I
retire.
This is a song. My number 4 is quintessential 70s. Very important to this artist. My number 4 is "Moving Out," Anthony's song by Billy Joel.
Oh my
I'm just
God.
kidding. No, it's not.
I almost fainted.
I almost quit.
We all know what Joe loves. Joe loves hockey. Joe loves Prince, and Joe loves who?
Nuno.
BJ's. I thought you loved BJ's.
I don't think Nuno was like 5 or something at the time. I don't know. Joe loves David Bowie.
Yes.
Number 4 is probably one of David Bowie's most popular songs. Is this 1977's Heroes from the album Heroes?
I knew this was coming.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes.
when you said 77, I knew this is the one song. There's 2 songs, and the other one's number 3. I knew these 2 songs would be on this list just because I know that time. My number 1, it surprised me, and it's going to surprise you guys, and it's going to be great because no one's ever picked a song like my number 1.
Right. It's another Billy Joel.
It's another Billy Joel
Oh
song.
my God.
There it goes. We've lost half the team already. It's the lead single from the album of the same name. It did not chart in the United States. We found out recently the United States is wrong about a lot of things. This is one of them.
Right.
It was
That's
not
weird.
released in Canada, but the fucking Dutch, it hit number 9. Fuck yeah. It's actually Heroes is recorded during what everyone calls Bowie's Berlin period, which is when he was living in Berlin, Germany.
Okay.
At that time, Berlin, West Germany, because kids, no one who's under 50 or 40 is watching this show. But if somebody's younger watching this show, there used to be 2 different Germanys.
Right.
This was when David Bowie was living in West Germany, better known as the Good Germany.
Right.
That's
Right.
a
The non-shoot you Germany.
Exactly.
Not to be confused with New Berlin, Minnesota.
Correct. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, as people often do, like they do with Dublin. It's
Dublin,
easily
Ohio. Right.
Dublin, Ohio. Yes.
Heroes is okay. So yeah, it was also recorded because while he was in West Germany, he was constantly collaborating with Brian Eno and Tony Visconti. The track's concept, the actual theme of the song, I did not know, was actually about a real couple. They would secretly meet by the Berlin Wall. That's the wall, kids, that separated the 2 Germanys, or at least in Berlin.
Gorbachev.
Bowie later revealed that the couple was Tony Visconti and backup singer Antonia Mass.
Oh,
Because guess what? Tony was married at the time, and it wasn't to her.
well,
Tony.
Though he kept the secret of their identities private for years to protect Visconti's marriage.
Tony.
Keep his wife in the dark. Treat his wife like a mushroom. Feed her on shit and keep her in the dark.
What? Oh my God! Ouch!
wow. You're a fun guy to be with.
I was not ready.
I wasn't ready for that. I thought you were going down like an Anne Frank thing.
Right?
And canceled.
And we're canceled by all the wives.
If you ever notice, the actual title of the song "Heroes" is in quotation marks, and that's actual part of the song title. It's Bowie says it was part of an expression of irony to an otherwise romantic and triumphant words of music, because of course they're heroes, being together, but he's also being, he's cheating on his wife.
Right.
So that's how Bowie saw the
Well,
song
I mean, a hero.
to somebody.
To somebody,
To Antonia, that's who he is.
Right.
Rolling Stones rated this number 23 in the 500 greatest songs of all time.
Wow.
Wow,
pretty
23 is pretty fucking high.
Pretty high.
Yeah.
That might be the highest rated Rolling Stones song of
It might be. Yeah, you might be right.
we've
Yeah.
had.
Now,
Right.
keep in mind too, this is even my favorite David Bowie song. So I could disagree with that, but I get the historical concept
I mean-
of the whole song
Right.
being. But 23 seems pretty high, and I love Bowie.
It's also a very common knowledge, famous, loved
Right.
song.
Yeah, got
Right.
a huge play when he died, right? Everybody
yeah.
was posting and playing Heroes. I'm like, he has more stuff.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. And it was covered by Jacob Dylan,
Yeah.
kind of famously.
Yeah.
Did a good job with it too.
You did a really good job with it. Yeah,
Yeah,
did a great
yeah.
job. I
All
thought
his
his voice
lights were
was
on.
great. Yeah.
It was on my short list.
Oh, we
So
got
it's,
silly. We went over the silly meter.
Right.
Thanks a
That
lot.
was a great pick, man. I like that.
That was a great pick, yeah.
More.
It was
Yeah,
on my
that's-
long list.
That's my number 4. My number 3 is also another one I knew would be on this list when you said 1977. It is by Parliament.
Oh,
The
yeah.
song is Flashlight.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
knew
love
it.
this song.
I knew it.
One of the greatest songs ever written, ever.
Yeah.
ever.
This
It's
is,
only number
this
3 on
is
this list.
amazing. B-Funk. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It is the second single from their 6th album, Funkin' Tella Icky, versus the Placebo Syndrome. That's the name of the album.
Right.
Funkin' Tella Icky versus the Placebo Syndrome.
Right.
I love this album. It's a great album. It's the last track on the album.
Yeah,
Right.
good short album title. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, with the Parliament at that time, it was a concept album, a fucked up concept, but it was a concept album.
Right.
It was only released in the US, where it hit number 16 in the Hot 100, or
Yeah.
number 1 on the Soul chart.
Yes.
It finishes the story of the group's quest to defeat the evil Sir Noise Void of Funk, coercing them into dance. So the
Easy
whole
for you
album
to
is about
say.
being invaded by this Sir Noise Void of Funk, and at the very end, he realizes he needs to give in and just dance.
That-
You know,
right on.
very metaphorical and very conceptual.
Very
It's a
deep.
concept album.
And a lot of
Oh, damn.
mushrooms.
A lot of mushrooms, a lot of acid.
I could tell you though that album name might not be their best album name.
No. They got
Hey man, smell my finger.
wow.
Ew.
That was a George.
That's a great album name.
That is their best album name in my mind. Just me.
Yep. Because that's when he was signed with Prince's Paisley Park Records.
Correct.
And Prince was like, "You're naming it what?"
Right.
I love George.
His quote was for that album, why he named it that is, when you're wiping your butt and your finger tears through a little, that's funky.
Nothing's funkier than that.
No.
I met him once.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I had to drop that knowledge on you.
No, you met him, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah,
several
I met him
times, yeah.
too. Yeah, you met him at Paisley or whatever, right?
Yeah, with that person we won't discuss.
Yeah, but yeah, so I met him with that person we won't discuss when P-Funk played at the
Yes.
Caboose. And
Yeah.
and George was like, oh, he acted like he knew me. And he's like, oh, you just because how Parliament or at that point P-Funk operates, they play a 2.5-hour show. They
Mhm.
never stop.
Yep.
And then they have so many members on stage. Like they have 2 bass players, 3 guitars,
Mhm.
they all just leave and take breaks. And George took his break and he came over to the soundboard because we were right behind the soundboard. And he's like, just talking to me like, he's the nicest guy.
He called me long grain because I was tall and white.
Nice.
You were really skinny at the time though.
Yep. So
Really tall and skinny.
I have that. I have
Now you're
that.
now you're just tall.
George Clinton called me long grain because I was tall and white. So I got that. I'll live with that for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I would take that.
Times with he who shall not be
Absolutely.
named.
Exactly. The track became Parliament's second certified million-selling single, following up "Give Up the Funk, Tear Down the Roof Off the Sucker." People incorrectly think Bootsy Collins wrote the memorable bass line, but guess what? That's not a bass playing that bass line.
It's keyboard.
It's keyboards. Bernie Worrell connected 4 mini Moogs synthesizers to create that bass, which at that time was it was cutting edge stuff.
Right.
To do that bass line on a mini Moog, much less 4 of them.
It created an out of phase.
Yes. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Exactly. So it was very cutting edge. But yeah, so Bootsy gets all the credit, but he doesn't. I mean, by the average person, but no, that's not even bass playing that bass part.
Yeah, Boots is a badass though.
Oh, he totally is. Yeah, he went on tour with Buckethead.
Yeah, I heard that.
It's supposed to be
I remember.
amazing.
What?
And when I heard that, I was
Yeah.
like, that's a perfect marriage. If you can
Wow,
find it, there's an
that's
interview between Bootsy and Buckethead, and Buckethead notoriously famously doesn't sing or doesn't talk. So he was talking with his guitar, and Bootsy was pretending to understand what he was saying.
Right.
It's the perfect Bootsy video. So, George Clinton said the song's idea came from a dream, a flashlight guiding people towards the funk.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, baby. As simple as that.
Yeah, you can't get more George Clinton than that.
No. Universally regarded as one of the most influential funk tracks of all time, sampled
Easily.
by countless artists, including TLC, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Public Enemy, to name a few.
Yeah.
And let's just be honest, George Clinton, it's him in Parliament that was the impetus and the strength behind the 80s and 90s rap that
Absolutely.
they got paid very little to nothing for.
Yeah, sadly.
Thankfully, there were sampling laws afterwards, but the damage had already been done. I mean, people were making songs off his tracks and he got nothing for it or demand.
Little too little, little too late.
Yeah.
To quote Pat Benatar.
Yep. That's my number 3.
That's good. Fucking great song.
Yeah.
Late to the Parliament Party. I learned about them through the movie PCU.
Yeah, I was with
Yeah,
you.
if you're learning about them, that's how you do it.
Right?
Yeah,
Little
we both
Kirby
did.
Tripping. Yeah.
Which was filmed on the area right next door to where I work on U of T property.
Right.
University
really?
of Toronto.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that movie. You can't find it anywhere on streaming, but it's fucking
Movie's
hilarious.
great, right?
Dude,
Yeah.
I have it on a VHS tape if you got a VCR.
Yeah.
I have it. I think I got my Plex. I ripped it like.
I can go to Goodwill and get a VCR. That's where we got this shirt just this weekend.
Yeah,
Nice.
baby. Is that
That's a
a
nice
sign
shirt.
of things
That's
to
awesome.
come?
I was just going to say Icky and Flashlight.
You mean Fleshlight, our new sponsor.
That'll be
I
our
got a taste of them here. to give
Flashlight is
away.
our new sponsor.
Right. Smell my
Don't
finger.
sponsor anyone. I've reached out.
Smell my finger. It was in the flashlight.
That's their new tagline.
I was gonna say I don't really know that song that well, but I do enjoy them when I listen to them. But I don't search them out, and I forget about them sometimes.
Me too.
Sure, yeah.
I'm the
Write
same
it
way.
down and go back and listen to this because it's
It's a
fucking
great album, man.
amazing.
It's a great album. It really is, man. And this is like the exclamation mark at the end of the album. It's the last track in the album. It's just great.
And when you hear it, you'll be like, "Oh shit, I know the song."
And let's
Right,
be
right,
honest, I love these lists when we do this. That's why I like these years because
Yeah.
I get to do bands we never get to talk about.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've talked
Or I
about
forget about
David Bowie
yeah.
ad nauseum, but I never get to talk about Parliament or George Clinton. And it's like, this,
Right.
this-
Yeah.
you know, I mean, they are the creators of funk. They created the genre, you know.
The Godfather, yeah.
Yep, Godfather of Funk, baby.
That's a great pick.
Yeah.
What do you got next?
Number 2 is by my favorite female duo. Well, I will say my second female duo, but it is by heart. Barracuda. And the album Little Queen. That was aggressive.
Yeah, it was
You put a hole in
aggressive.
your wall.
Jesus, 2 of my 4 gone.
I said same about Aja. I was like, I was going to pick Peg because I knew somebody. I figured somebody's going to have Barracuda, but
I
the
gotta pick
song, I love Heart. I've expressed my.
Wait a second. I need those notes.
I need those notes.
I might need these notes actually. I gotta pick these up. She threw
Hold
the
on.
real notes. I shouldn't have
Hold
thrown
on.
the real
I gotta
notes.
be like Joe. Hold on.
Just a little computer.
Yeah.
No, but you know, again another band I've waxed my love for over a couple of different shows, but I haven't had a chance. I don't think to pick them. Maybe I have one show, but I love this album, Little Queen. It's just
Oh, it's so good.
so good.
Yeah.
It's so heart. You know, it's
Yeah.
quintessential 1970s heart that make them. I always call them the world's best Led Zeppelin cover band because no one plays Zeppelin better than them. But they took Zeppelin and put it on their own style and put their own Seattle sound to it, and that's heart. You know, it's amazing. I love 70s heart. Love it. I mean, I love 80s heart too, but 70s where's that? Jimmy.
But just to piggyback off of what you just said, they took the masculine Zeppelin and they
Yeah.
put a feminine touch to it and made it badass.
Yeah.
That's the biggest compliment that I could give them because they're so fucking incredible. Her voice is one of the best voices
Still.
in rock and roll,
She was
male
on tour
or
earlier this year.
female.
She was in tour earlier this year, singing in a freaking wheelchair,
Yeah.
and she's still belting it out.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, one of the best voices of all time. Period. Straight up.
And the combination of Howard Leese and Nancy Wilson, Howard with the electric and Nancy with the acoustic,
Yep.
just a really cool fucking clash of tones.
Yeah.
But they made it beautiful and made it amazing. And God rest his soul, Cozy Powell did so many fucking cool things with Heart. I love Heart. I know that we've teased it behind the scenes about doing a Heart show.
Oh, next
I'm
season.
on board.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I would love to see. Yeah, this is okay. It was on my list.
Obviously, I have the same song on my list, so I
Yeah.
am also in one part as well.
So finish your notes because I might have
Sure.
some stuff that you don't have.
You probably do. But again, it was lead single from the third album, Little
Yep.
Queen. I hit number 11 in the Billboard Hot 100 in US. Hit number 2 in Canada. Number 29 in the Dutch charts, baby.
Oh, the
Got
Dutch.
it.
Barracuda was written by Ann and Nancy Wilson in response to a misogynistic publicity stunt by their record label.
Yep.
We thought it'd be good to say this song with the girls were having an incestuous relationship.
Yes. Yes.
Because apparently that sells albums, especially in the 70s. But I think people forget too, and I can't imagine what it would have been like to be those women trying to be in a very male genre, dominated genre
70s.
of rock
In the
70s.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
Yep.
And doing as well in what they did and having to fight things like this. And this is her rage coming out about why do you need to make this shit up? So this song is really about
Right.
him, her talking to
Yeah.
him.
It's literally a fuck you response, and how
Yeah.
fucking cool of a response.
Yeah. Fucking awesome.
So aggressive. And sorry, I
No,
don't
go
want
ahead, yeah.
something else. So aggressive that the whole doom 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 doom. I'm talking the bass and the drums. Doom
Yeah.
doom doom. Became a staple of early to mid 80s metal.
Yes. And
So
that's part of my notes I'll get into in a little bit here.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, carry on.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish your
That
thought.
was it. That was
Okay.
my thought.
Okay, because
that's
I'll
so
skip
badass.
a few here because the guitar riff is famously borrowed from the Nazareth / Joni Mitchell song.
You're
The
just
Flight
hitting all
Tonight.
my notes, man.
But-
Every
Flight
single
Tonight,
one.
yeah.
I always call bullshit on that because it's just a stutter. What I call a stutter, dun 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 dun. And a billion bands have songs that have dun dun,
Right.
dun dun dun. So for Nazareth to go, oh, you stole our fucking riff, dude. You weren't the first ones to have that fucking
Right.
riff.
Right.
You, were,
Right.
you
Fuck the
weren't
Lone
touring
Ranger
with
had
them.
it.
Heart was inspired by that. I don't know what. Again, I call it a stutter when you had to dun 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 dun. It's. I mean, George Lynch made a whole career off of that, right?
Yeah.
But that's my thing. It's like a billion bands have that kind of style of, especially during a verse, right? It's always a verse. It's easy. You can sing over it easily. You can sing whatever you want to over it. And for them to say, "Oh, you stole that riff from us," like, ugh, whatever, dude.
Right.
Right. And for them to say it even on a cover like that, they stole that riff from you on somebody else's song?
Yeah, somebody else's
It
song.
doesn't make any sense. Like,
Yeah.
right. Didn't hear Joni saying that was actually.
Yeah,
mine.
nobody knows. Joey's like, whatever.
Right.
Anyway, but again, though, but I had to pick the song. Now,
No, I do love Nazareth, and I do love that song.
I mean, I'm okay with Nazareth. Again, I don't seek him out.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean,
Eh.
I used to listen when I was younger. I don't think I've
Agreed.
ever like put on Nazareth song in the last 30 years. They go, ooh, I wanna
Other
listen to
than
that.
Love Hurt.
Yeah.
I can't ever hear that song ever again. That was so big in the freaking late 80s, early 90s.
Yes.
Love her. All right, yeah.
Oh, so
Um,
many school dances. Oh my god.
But
yeah.
I had to pick the song because not only is it a favorite of mine, but it is quintessential heart. It just shows off Anne's vocals, her powerful vocals. And I don't think even in this day and age of 2025, people look back and go, Ann Wilson. Now there's a fucking singer. I think she gets lost in time a little bit.
I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on that because a lot of people I know just know that she is a through and through badass.
Mm.
I mean, there was
Our age, yes. I'm saying younger.
Well, they should.
There was a famous quote. I don't remember who said it. So, that the Wilson sisters, if you could take Ann Wilson's face and Nancy Wilson's ass, you would have the person, or Ann Wilson's voice and Nancy Wilson's ass, you would have the perfect woman. And how misogynistic that you could even say that out loud.
Yeah.
But that was the 70s.
Yeah.
But
Just,
they're kinda-
That was the
again, one of my
70s,
favorite
right?
all-time bands.
just kidding.
No.
No, you guys.
No, not that we should dwell on that, but she does. There has been a lot of ragging on Anne for her weight,
Yeah.
which takes away from her talent. People get so
Unfortunately,
focused
yes.
in today's day and age of how you look. Who gives a shit how she looks? She can belt it out in a fucking wheelchair.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's okay.
Like,
It's okay
she's
for
awesome.
Christopher Cross to be
awesome.
bigger.
But
or
the
a
fact that
lot
she
of
was
males-
thin in the 70s,
Yeah. When she was, I mean,
right? No one talks about
like anybody else.
guys
Yeah.
blimp up.
No one ever talks about how much a guy weighs or what he looks
Myself
like. I mean,
included.
Keith Richards can be a rock star, but not
Right.
Ann Wilson because she weighs a little
It
bit.
makes no sense, right?
No, it doesn't. But like I said, she's still belting it out. I haven't even looked up how old she is, but she's older than I am, and she's belting like how she is. It's fucking amazing, man. And like I said before, we talked on other show too. The best cover of Stairway to Heaven.
I was just going to say that.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up.
The Kennedy Honors. We've talked about this on a couple shows.
Yeah.
I show my kids.
Yeah.
This is what music is.
Look at. I have goosebumps.
Just thinking
about it.
Yeah. I tell my kids, this is what music is. Yeah. This is
raw emotion.
How to do it.
Yes. All right, my number one.
I had it's funny you guys had it before you go on. I had Kick It Out as number 8.
Oh,
I like Kick It Out just slightly better than
Kick It Out.
Oh, Kick It Out's great. That was my short list too. Yep.
Yeah.
Again, it's such a great album though. I was one of those albums still this day when I put it on, I have to listen to the entire album because it's so fucking good.
Yep, it's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. You guys get to pick and see if you want to guess what my number one is. It is one of the most recognizable and influential pieces of music ever written. Ever written. Pieces of music. Beyond genre. Period. The song was made to evoke old-fashioned heroism and a modern myth.
Nope, not mine.
It is based off of Korngold's. It's based off Korngold's 1942 King's Row Overture.
Is it a Supertramp song?
Close.
Ooh.
Too much singing though.
Ooh.
My number one 1977 song is by John Williams, and is the Star Wars main
theme. I knew it. You were gonna do it.
Oh wow!
I didn't even think of that. I didn't even consider that.
I was going through my list last week, and I looked at my wife. I go, and I forgot what was going on, but something reminded me of Star Wars. And I'm like, I looked at my wife and go, "Fuck!" I said, "How is anything not more iconic in 1977 than the Star Wars theme?" She's like, "You're right," because everyone knows that song.
Yeah.
You know, they may not know who did it, but they know the fucking theme. They even know how it goes.
Yeah.
So, John Williams' Star Wars main title is my number one song from 1977. Believe it or not, it was released as a single.
It was.
It was the first single. It charted number 10 in the United States.
Yep.
Hot 100. Number 13 in Canada.
10?
And think about it, this is a song in 1977 that's all orchestral. It's not even instrumental. It's orchestral.
The same year, they did a disco remix of it.
Yep.
That charted as well.
A number one for many weeks in disco chart by Mako.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yep. I had this single as a kid.
No one needs to hear that.
You're welcome. I just
did you really?
I listened to it today. I listened to it today. I was like, oh, it brought me right back to being 5 or 6 years old, man. I was like, oh, I remember this.
Right. Dancing around as fucking Star Wars.
But just a couple of facts real quick. The key is the song is in the key of B flat major because that is the ideal tone for brass instruments to evoke a very triumphant sound, according to John.
Well, you know, B sharp, you know what the other name for that is, right? A minor.
I thought we were going to talk about trumpet during this episode.
But bum.
And then back in 2004, the song was added to the U.S. Library of Congress National Registry for being culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant.
Yep,
I did not know that.
Yeah, that I agree with. Yeah,
that is my number one song from 1977.
That's awesome. The biggest reason in my opening that I even mentioned Star Wars is because I knew you were going to have this on your list. You're welcome.
Really?
Yep.
Because you knew he had the Disco 45?
No. He's just a big fan of that composer.
I love John Williams. Love John Williams.
See?
He is the Beatles of orchestral soundtracks.
Mm-hmm.
Really
I like Star Wars, but I prefer that thing you do. Like,
We literally had 2 callbacks to the first 3 shows in 30 seconds.
I'm going to tell you right now, man. The 3 biggest movies when my kids were growing up: Star Wars, That Thing You Do, and Apollo 13.
Apollo 13 on Sunday nights.
Apollo 13, right? Sunday nights.
Yeah. Go
My
back
favorite
to our
thing about
first-
John Williams is his son that was in Toto.
Was he really? Wait.
Yeah,
was he
Joseph was in
Yeah.
there. Joe was in Toto.
really?
Yeah. And there's
I
also
didn't know
John
that.
Williams.
Later in life. Yeah, I brought him up
Yeah, you brought him
in
up
our
before.
lyrics episode. I brought him up.
Yeah, there's also John Williams, who's also a guitarist, like a jazz guitarist.
And
This is not that John Williams.
Yeah,
This is
This
not
is,
that.
this is
John-
the
yes.
famous one.
Okay. All right.
right.
That's my list, gents. Off
I
to
love
Christopher.
it. That was a
That was
fun
great.
list.
Did you just call
Great
me
list.
Christopher?
Well, I think that list encompasses everything I
Christopher.
like, So anyhow, go, Chris.
Oh, what the hell? Oh, I just want to do a quick comment about Star Wars. Something funny that happened to me a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about Star Wars at work when the supervisor came in, and when he did the run sheet that day for where everybody's positioned, our shift, which is 4 people, he had us as Star Wars characters. One was Lando, who's the black guy, and I was R2D2. One guy was C3PO. One guy was Han Solo.
You're R2D2.
Everybody came in and looked at
Nice.
the schedule later. They're like, "What the hell's going on?" We're like, "Don't worry about it."
Lando. And the guy who's Lando's like, why can't I ever
It
be
would have been
Han?
weird if Chris was Lando, right?
Right? Yeah.
Why do I have to be Lando?
All right.
Oh, that's funny shit.
So my list might be short because one song there's not a lot, and Joe fucking got every note that I had for Barracuda almost right on the nose. It's just
I have
amazing.
one extra one.
Oh, that's excellent. I might have one useless one as well. But anyways, my number 4 is strictly nostalgia. For I saw this band multiple times in concert, and for some reason it became a thing in my high school for us to skip the day of school and go see the Steve Miller Band in concert at Kingswood Music Theater at Canada's Wonderland.
Nice.
There'd be like when I think it started was you could get tickets for $6 and it was general admission, and we would go to the theme park for the day, and then the concert would start like 7:00 at night or something like that, and we'd every
Right,
year
you're already in the park, right?
spring, yeah.
Yep.
And the song I picked was Jungle Love.
It
Nice.
was
Now,
my 5th song.
When I looked up stuff for Jungle Love, I found very basic, less than a paragraph. And even when I went on to like fan sites to find any info, it was all like, this song just brings me back to when blah, 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 blah. Oh, the song is just great. It brings me back to this. It's all nostalgia, everything. It wasn't anything like technical
Factual,
or
yeah.
musical. I got a couple of things. It was written by bassist Lonnie Turner and Greg Douglas. And it was originally written for Dave Mason of Traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
he turned
I know
it
that.
down.
Oh, wow.
So then Turner gave a demo to Steve Miller, who really liked it, and within 30 minutes had recorded it on the last day they were recording the album.
Again, last
That's
minute,
Right?
very little time,
Okay.
done.
It did charted in Canada 18, US Hot number 23, and that is all I could really find about the song. Other than, did you guys watch Everybody Loves Raymond? Because I didn't.
A little bit.
Apparently, it was used in the later seasons and even as the theme for a little bit. Apparently, I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
But
do
the song is for
Patricia
me.
Heaton.
The song for me takes me back to springtime, summertime, teenager, driving in the car, going to see him in concert. Soon as the song comes on with the right, like
Yep.
and I really enjoyed the Steve Miller Band in general. And basically it's because of that. But
Sure, yeah.
that's my number 4.
I have something.
Oh, it's a great pick. Like, it is nostalgia. Not necessarily that album, but I'm with you, Chris. In high school, the greatest hits, whether it was a complete greatest
Right,
hits
greatest
or
hit.
maybe a
Right?
Yeah.
part 2.
It'd be like pit parties or
which
house
this was
parties.
on, and the Joker and me.
Yes.
Same here.
Yep.
And
Driving around on Friday nights, driving the car because you couldn't find anything else to do. Inevitably, greatest hits to get played, right? Like,
Right, big old jet airliner and all that shit was on there. You're like, put it on again, man.
yeah.
Well,
Jimmy?
I have a personal reference. That I see. I do like Steve Miller Band a lot. they kind of get shit on a lot. Is kind of like Trailer Park Rock or whatever.
Right.
A couple different unknown genres. But Joe, do you remember when I was in search of getting lessons to become a knowing drummer? Do you remember that?
Yep.
There were two people, Bob Jamza at Schmidt Music in Ridgedale, Minnesota, that I took 2 lessons from, and I couldn't learn anything from them. And when Minneapolis Institute of Music started, I had to audition for this old dude that didn't say who he was or anything. And he says, yeah, I'll take a chance on you. So I took 3 lessons from the drummer for Steve Miller Band, and he was such an asshole.
Wow. It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because I knew, actually, this is a funny time. I knew the Labatt rep at the time that he was doing shows at Kingswood, and they were sponsoring the beer tent.
Yeah.
And it was Tony King, Chris King's brother, from Winnipeg Jets, Toronto Maple Leafs, Chris King. It's his brother, Tony, was the Labatt rep.
I didn't know that.
And I remember 1 or 2 times people saying, oh, and I didn't talk to Tony directly, although I do know him. Tony was saying he's trying to get Steve to meet some people, but he's throwing a hissy fit backstage, or he's being a dick backstage, or he's being an asshole. So I wonder if it was just kind of part and parcel with being part of the band.
It could be.
Well,
Right,
I've heard stories that Steve Miller was a bit of an arrogant dude, but this drummer, I was just like, you got to get past your heavy metal likings and just listen to Steve Miller Band. All right.
Just
listen to me,
baby.
All right.
Well, I get you want to sell albums, but come on.
Yeah. I mean, at the time, I was giving him like $30 an hour, and it was like,
that was a lot of bucks at that time.
Yeah.
3 lessons, and I told him, like, yeah, I'm out. I'm out. Good luck with your school. Defunct now.
Right.
Yep.
I'm gonna save this money for smokes.
Right. I don't smoke, but I'm gonna start now. Thanks, Bob.
You need a drumstick.
Thanks a lot. Keep on rocking me. Fuck.
Right. All right, what's next, brother? That was I really loved that pick, by the way.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that. That was good.
Well, and so I don't listen, like we've talked about, I don't listen to actively a lot of 70s music unless it's like certain groups, right?
Right.
So when we do these, and that was what I was going to say, I didn't do any of the usuals. There's no Fleetwood Mac or any of that stuff, because that would all be in here if we hadn't talked about them before.
Right.
So that's my disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
That's good ones.
So my number 3 is Ram Jam Black Betty.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to get that on the list so bad.
It sticks in my fucking head so much. And so when I started doing research, I'm going to read this from right off the web because I didn't know this. Black Betty is a 20th century African-American work song credited to Huddy Leadbelly Ledbetter as the author and earliest recordings.
It is a cover, yes.
Yep.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
Most of the references I found to what Black Betty meant, and it even goes back into like early England, Scotland, in the border of southern Scotland, northern England, Black Betty was a bottle of whiskey. And so it's referred to as that in like other songs. It's theorized that it could be something else. Right. And since we all love whiskey, I'm going to go with the theme that it had to do with a bottle of whiskey.
I go with that. We should always go with
that.
That's what I know it as. It's not a racial thing. It's
right, exactly.
Thing.
So most of the references I could find when I did it all went to Black Betty referencing a bottle of whiskey.
Correct.
So I'm going to talk about the Ram Jam version, which was released in '77. It was written by Bill Bartlett. Here, I wrote this down. While in a group called Starstruck. The song, he composed it from the Leadbelly version, and it was recorded and released it under their private record label at the time, and it was a regional hit. And I forgot to write down where it was, but it was somewhere in the southern U.S. Then 2 New York producers got a hold of it, and they actually formed the band Ram Jam around Bartlett, and then released it nationally that way. and it hit the US Hot 100 number 18, UK singles number 7, Australia number 3, Canada only number 46.
Wow.
But the Dutch got it top 40 number 4, top 100 number 6.
Dang.
Yes.
Gotta love the Dutch.
Only 46 for us. That's weird.
I was surprised by that because that song was really big. Like, again, one of those ones that was played with Steve
Whoa,
Miller
Black Betty.
at bars, at parties,
Oh.
in cars.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
Big time.
Right?
And can you name another Ram Jam song? I cannot.
No.
No.
And I was
No
just
one
listening
can.
to them and I couldn't.
Not even Ram Jam can.
Right? Apparently, I don't remember. I remember seeing the movie and thinking it was really bad, but the 05 Dukes of Hazzard, it was in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh
Any
my God,
racing
yeah.
cars, it kind of fits, right? Like,
And a Spanish figure skater, I can't remember his name. And again, I didn't write it down like an idiot. In 2014-15, used it in his routine and won a world gold medal.
really?
Nice.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
that's not a normal skating song.
No. No.
Oh, Black Betty. Ram.
Anyways, that's my number 3. Anybody else got anything to say about that? Because my number 2 is going to be really quick.
I have one memory that is associated kind of with you, Chris. I knew the song obviously as a kid and liked it, enjoyed it, but then kind of forgot about it. It was in your. I always group it together, kind of like with Mississippi Queen and some other 70s songs that were you're well known, right? But you kind of
Wait,
just
your
fall.
fall fair or your state fair.
Yeah,
while
you
you're on
hear
that.
them at certain times and they just fall
Yeah.
off. When I was coming up in Muskoka in the early days, after meeting our friends and you in college, we would take bus trips from Bracebridge to Aurelia to go to Tantrums.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
Tantrums
yeah.
played it religiously. And I was
Yeah.
the first time I'd ever been to a bar that every time I went to that bar, Black
That
Betty
should
was
tell you a
playing.
lot about Aurelia right there.
Totally, right? I was like, wow, they love Ram Jam. Last time I was here, they played it. I haven't heard it since last time.
And for me, it was on playlists with like the Hollies, "Long Cool Woman." Like it was like one of those songs that like, come on, and oh, Black Betty.
You're never
Black
gonna
Betty.
piss anyone off by putting on Black
Right.
Betty. Everyone's gonna,
Right.
even if you don't like it.
In fact, you're gonna get most people singing along and
Right,
fucking
right.
knee
Right.
slapping or stomping their foot.
Exactly.
Right.
I haven't heard Ram Jam in a while. Fuck.
Well, I have your answer. It was originally recorded in 1939 by 63-year-old James Ironhead Baker.
Ironhead.
All right.
Yes.
That's a name. Ironhead.
And it was, I don't even want to say the name of the album just because it sounds horrible. It was originally on a 78 RPM, which, 33 is an LP, 78 was in between, and a 45. Everyone, I think, knows what a 45 RPM is. But Lead Belly, I'm sorry. Re-recorded it almost instantly, and it became a success in New York. But he came from the eastern end of Texas, which is part of the Delta Blues.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but that's the answer to what you were saying.
Cool.
I love this song. I'm sorry,
Me
but
too.
it's infectious. How could you not like it?
Yeah.
Oh, Black Betty.
Puts you in a good mood.
Oh, Black Betty. I mean, how could you not like the song? And the video is fucking comical as shit. A bunch of weird Leonard Skinner white guys jamming out to this song in the backyard.
And again, we talk about watching reaction videos before you've seen like black people reacting like they're white. Oh my god, I didn't know they were white.
Right?
Right. They're white and they look like that and they sound like that. Holy shit.
This is a song that it escaped me searching through my research. Clearly, I didn't do a heavy amount of research on my list. I found the songs I liked and I loved them. I locked them in, as Dink would say. And if I would have gone a little further, I would have found the song and it would have made my list, because this song, it's fucking infectious. I love it. This is a great pick.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you didn't, because then we'd have enough samesies.
Right?
Well, it made a resurgence in the last few years too, with that whole meme with ambulance, whambulance, whambulance, whambulance.
And this is why our demographic is 50 to 59 white people.
White men.
See that meme, man?
All right. I'm going to say number 2 is Heart Barracuda. All right. My number 1. No. I don't really have I don't have anything more. I love the song. I have all the same notes that Joe had. I think the only thing I had, for some reason, I had written down, and it's true, it hit number 1 in South Africa.
Huh.
I don't know. I have that on there.
That's weird.
But those were 2 different release times.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what it said.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. Honestly, I love the song. I love Heart. We said I could do a Heart episode. Absolutely. I agree with that.
Absolutely.
The Led Zeppelin cover. That will get, like, I will think of that for covers.
Yeah.
When time
Oh,
comes.
Yeah. For the rest of my life, I will think of that. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Like, anyways, I remember reposting that video on Facebook, and people I didn't, like, barely knew, like, messaging, "Holy fuck, that's amazing! I never knew that existed." Right.
Same here.
Yeah.
Fucking good.
Anybody else got anything for Barracuda before Jimmy talks about it?
No, I mean, I have one. I'll just give it to you, the one note, because it's on my list. The 2008 Republican National Convention used this song, and Heart issued a cease and desist. It was also considered the 34th best hard rock song by VH1 in 2009. So, I mean, it's a strong song. It's a fucking killer song. I don't care what anyone thinks.
Yeah. It's I wouldn't even want to attempt, and I've done a lot of lists, to rank the greatest, like, to make that list.
Yeah.
Right.
And what's that, out of 1,000, out of 100, out of
I didn't see what the nominals were. But 34 overall for best hard rock song, I'll take that.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I can see that. that
because it actually crossed 70s rock into 80s, 90s into modern as a fucking badass metal song.
Yeah,
and right on.
I mean, you're right about that, because from the time it got released for at least the next 20 years, people are still listening to. You're still hearing on the radio constantly.
Still hear on the radio now.
Yeah,
I'll tell you right now. You hear.
It was big enough for me to put on my list, and I was 4 years old when it was released. So obviously I didn't get it then. Yeah. So it was later on that I discovered. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course, yeah.
I discovered it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a great song. Great song. Good pick.
I approve.
Right.
Number 1.
Excellent. My number 1.
Numero uno.
Supertramp. Give a little bit.
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
I'm a big Supertramp fan. I love Roger Hodgson's voice. I love them. And again, I when we do these lists, sometimes this music, or the ones that stick in my head, I wonder how much of it is through osmosis from hearing it coming out of my sister's room, because I had a sister that was a huge Supertramp fan, and I would steal her. She had both my sisters had, because of the time period, 8-track home stereo systems in their rooms with record players and 8-track players.
Yeah.
And I remember them having Supertramp on vinyl and 8-track, and me sneaking in the rooms, and they were there to listen to it, right?
Yeah.
On their stereos.
As a kid, I had Breakfast in America, and I loved it.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I remember them having Crime of the Century. Yeah.
Yeah. That was in our house as well.
Yep.
So, Give a Little Bit was an international hit. Roger Hodgson himself called it one of the best songs he's ever written. He himself played the 12-string acoustic, the 12-string Rickenbacker, the 6-string electric, and sang the lead vocals on the song. Originally writing it when he was 19, 20, but then not bringing it to the band for at least 6 years.
Wow.
Really?
You sat on that fucker, huh?
And even I can't remember. I think it was the drummer that said when he finally brought out the band, he's like, I already knew the song because I heard it coming out of hotel rooms for years when we were touring.
That's awesome.
Right.
It's you right away you hear that jigga jing jigga jing.
Yep. I was just singing in my head as soon as you said it.
Yeah. It's playing in my head right now as I'm talking about it.
It's a pretty phenomenal intro, right?
And it was originally supposed to be on the live album Paris, but none of the band members liked any of the recordings that they had. They think it wasn't good enough quality, so actually did a studio recording and released it on Even in the Quietest Moments instead.
And I bet you they're lucky as shit. They feel lucky as shit they did.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's a great song.
And apparently, in a couple of interviews I saw, he's quoted as saying that it was inspired by "All You Need Is Love" by the Beatles, which I find funny because I don't really like. It's not like I don't like the Beatles. I don't listen to the Beatles, but I love Supertramp. And I love this song.
I mean, you can like a band that was influenced by the Beatles, you know. So
Yeah.
and I'm influenced by artists, and if you listen to my music, you'd be like, "What? I don't hear any of that." So
Yeah.
Well, I showed you that my cassette tapes when I was younger and how eclectic that was. So that's what I was listening to.
yeah, sure, yeah.
So U.S. top 100, number 15. UK only 29. Canada number 8. Dutch top 40 and the single 100 both number 2.
Look at that. Dutch better than UK.
Way to go, Netherlands.
And then in 2004, the Goo Goo Dolls released an amazing version of it.
Yeah, great version.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
which in Canada went to number 1.
Yeah, it was huge.
Number 37 in the top 100 in the U.S. Number 50 in the adult contemporary, and number 1 in adult pop in the U.S.
Wow. Yeah. It was a big song. It's
a really good cover.
I'm a huge Goo Goo Dolls fan, which probably doesn't suit everything I've talked about. But they are my comfort band. You know, we talk about that all the time, and their version is so awesome, and they don't stray from the original.
No, it's
they don't really turn it
very
into
similar.
a Goo Goo Dolls song. They turn it in. I mean, they just kind of pay homage to it.
Johnny's voice is so good in it, right? Like,
yeah.
Well, and one of the things I saw said that originally the idea came because he sang it in a Gap commercial.
Oh,
but I couldn't find that, and I couldn't find the Gap commercial, so I don't know if that's true. But
yeah. I love Goo Goo Dolls, and
I love Supertramp. I had 2 of their songs on my short list, and I cut one of them because it was. I love this song.
Right. Should have put it in place of Barracuda.
Well, now if I had known Joe was
now you tell him.
Had I known.
I have 2 notes. We lost Rick last month.
Yeah.
Supertramp, so that was sad. And I knew a lot of Supertramps back in the day.
I'm from Chaska, Minnesota. So did I.
Yeah, we both did. She went to college too.
I went to Normandale for about a year and a half.
Yeah, that's where we met.
But I dropped out though.
Yeah, she dropped.
Yeah.
So where you girls from?
Chaska.
No comment.
We already talked about Litchfield.
Right. And I
Take a long way home, Supertramp. Fuck.
I knew some of those Supertramps Joe's talking about, but anyway, let's move on.
That was a great list, Chris.
That was a great,
nice list, man.
That is my list. Yeah, Jimmy, I believe you're the last one.
Close it out. Close it out. You got any left?
Close this fucker out.
I actually do. You know what? There's only the Steely Dan Peg song. That's my number 4. Okay. I adore this song, but what I really love about this song is the documentary that Joe sent me to watch the making of, and what they fucking put Michael McDonald through. That made me really I loved the song previous to, and my wife is a big Steely Dan fan. We've seen them together, seen them live together, and that documentary made me go, fuck, how fucking cool is this? And how much of assholes those 2 guys are. And there's so much cool shit that's kind of unknown. But
you're conflicted. You want to hate them.
Yeah.
But then you're they're geniuses, but they're fucking assholes.
Yeah. Right. And and also rest in peace, Walter Becker. I love this song. I think, let's see. Pitchfork ranked it the 87th best song of the 70s. And they also said it's the perfect Steely Dan song and one of the strangest songs to grace mainstream. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's an awesome song. So that's my number 4. I think we've covered that enough. De La Soul sampled it in I Know.
Yes, they did.
Nice.
Yep. And so I'll move on quickly to number 3. We talk about this guy quite a bit, Jeff Lynne.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah.
I'm shocked
No.
that nobody else has
Short list.
Mr. Blue Sky.
Yeah,
Oh
short list.
wow.
Short
From
list.
the Out of the Blue album.
Yeah.
Dink and I talked a little bit about ELO really briefly about some of our names that we put on here. And but yeah, I love the song 70s prog rock. How could you go wrong with that prog rock?
Yep.
And Jeff Lynne has that tone to his voice and that this weird high-pitched timbre that you know immediately it's Jeff Lynne, and it's such a cool song. It's their 7th album, Jet Records. I talked about Jet Records on the Ozzy Osbourne tribute show we did. He locked himself away in a Swiss chalet. Say that 5 times fast.
Swiss
to write
chalet.
this. Yeah. It's been quoted as it's very Beatle-esque, and the 2 songs that that people when they review it say it sounds like it's Martha, My Dear, and A Day in the Life. Those are the 2 Beatles songs that apparently it sounds like. I don't know those songs because I'm not a Beatles kind of
Day in Life is my favorite Beatles song of all time.
Right,
No,
you
not
said
really.
that-
I mean, you can hear the Beatle influence, but it doesn't sound like
Yeah, as soon as you heard it, Jimmy, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, of course I know this song." Or like you just
Yeah. I don't know by name. My wife is a huge Beatles fan, so I probably know the song, but not by name.
You do.
Number 35, US Hot 100. Number 26, Canada RPM. Number 11 in the Dutch charts. I got the highest Dutch rating. There was a resurgence in 2017. Number 11, US digital sales. Number 12, Hot Rock. And that was directly related to Guardians of the Galaxy.
I was going to say that had to be in a movie. Why would there be a resurgence?
Because I looked it up when I saw the resurgence, and I knew it was in Guardians of the Galaxy. So
did you? Okay.
And it's the same time frame, so it makes sense. But there was also another resurgence, 2019. It was the number 11 most streamed song. So,
and where's that from?
I would imagine carryover from Guardians and streaming. My guess, but it's such a cool song. It's fun. The thing I like about ELO is they're fun. None of their songs that I know are a drag.
Yeah,
they're uplifting. Right. They're just happy. Yeah. And again, I get the Beatles-esque thing because there's a lot of movement outside of the normal songwriting. I really enjoy these guys. I don't have any on vinyl, and I need to get some. I need to remedy that really quick. But I love this song. My middle kid in elementary school had to do a science project, and this is probably the number one reason why I really love the song. And they had to come up with their own science project, and it was for the year end. Maddox's science project was. The hearsay is people retain knowledge better with classical music versus popular music.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So Maddox took 2 songs. He took a Mozart song and Mr. Blue Sky. And he had 10 of his friends read something while listening to the music. And they retained it better listening to Mr. Blue Sky. So I thought that was really cool. I love you, Maddox. You're a badass. And I just, it's always stuck with me, and it's made me love the song even more than I ever did. Yeah. So that's my number 3. Guys?
Yeah, it was on my short list. I mean, again, when you mentioned Jeff Lynne and you mentioned Beatles-esque, there's a reason why he was the producer for the Traveling Wilburys. The reason why he was the producer for the 2 Beatles songs for their, in the early '90s.
Yep.
Again, Jeff Lynne, amazing producer, great composer of pop rock and progressive rock.
Unique.
Yeah, very unique. Because you can say Beatles-esque, but he's got. I mean, when you hear a Jeff Lynne song, you know it's a Jeff Lynne song.
That tone.
Yep. And that polish, it's almost got the sheen on it, That's again where I referenced it before in another show, like with I think it was in Pink Floyd, where I said, it's really produced, but doesn't sound overproduced. It sounds perfect. It's got the glossy sheen on it, but it doesn't sound overproduced.
Totally. Dink, you were going to say something?
Well, I was going to say something, but now I'm going to say two things. Thanks
Take that.
Thanks to what Joe said. If you really think about it, and I think I might have mentioned this other times when we were talking about Jeff Lynne, or definitely when I was talking about the Wilburys in the
Tom Petty.
No, not even in Tom Petty. In the Supergroups episode that we did.
Okay. Early on, yeah.
But it just kind of hit me. Jeff Lynne has left his fingerprints on the history of music in the last 50 years. A lot, right? And and knock on wood, when he passes, I hope it should happen now, but usually it's when somebody passes, everyone starts to realize their importance, right? Or
the predominance, how awesome, yes.
But like I think I mentioned it when in Wilbur's in that episode that I had friends who were like so and so and so and so and so and so and the other guy, and I'm like, the other guy, because Jeff Lynne never gets his fucking due. No,
you're right. Yeah.
He's the main guy.
He's the main guy, and he's like, and I don't want to say he's made these other careers because those artists like Petty are awesome. Yeah. But like he's behind the scenes creating some of that great music that everyone knows, but still doesn't exactly know who Jeff Lynne or they weren't big ELO fans.
Yeah.
Fuck, the guy is phenomenal. That wasn't even my first point. In fact, I've lost my first point now. I don't even know what it was.
We've got time. We'll wait.
Oh no, it was the name thing. You said loosely mentioned the name, and I don't know if Chris had signed in yet, but I signed in and made my name Mr. Blue Sky. And Jimmy goes, Mr. Blue Sky, without even knowing it was on your list. Oh, Mr. Blue Sky, right on. That I've had that before. I'm like, oh, you had this name before?
I did.
So I changed it to Lucille, and I'm glad I changed it since you had the song, because it would have looked like we talked and we didn't talk.
No, but it's all fun. It's all fun. Jeff Lynne is a fucking gem in the musical society that we have had, because it's different society now. And he has changed.
That's the understatement of this entire series.
And he's a fucking...
Hey, you read my mind. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. He's done so, and as you said, that thumbprint or that fingerprint should be way deeper, because there's a lot of music that wouldn't have happened without him, Tom Petty being one of them.
Right.
I mean, we might have gotten a different version of Tom Petty because he was very, very heavily involved in the not the San Francisco movement, but anyway, the 60s rock, movement. Yeah. He was part of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young and all that stuff. But Jeff Lynne really brought a lot of really cool thoughts and motions into music that weren't there and still have not progressed from Jeff Lynne. But that's me.
Yeah. We would have had a different George Harrison feel, probably.
Absolutely.
It still would have been decent before he passed, but it would have been different. The Wilburys would have been different.
Yeah,
would have been probably folkier.
The three remaining Beatles at the time, when they regrouped to redo, grab a couple of John Lennon tapes, demos, and create "Free as a Bird" and "Real Love."
Right.
They all said Jeff Lynne was the anchor. He's like, you guys need to do this, and he was the one that kind of brought them together. And kind of when egos would, bump against one another, and there's some rift between them, Jeff Lynne was always the constant anchor.
Right.
Yeah, he was a perfect person for that, and you probably wouldn't have the Beatles anthology, because let's face it, the Beatles are very good at marketing themselves, but you wouldn't have had it, and you definitely wouldn't have had those two songs.
Right.
Because at the time, for them to take a demo of a really crappy cassette tape that was just John Lennon and a piano, and be able at that time in 1990s technology to make a song using his voice and that piano part was, a lot of. It's a great, if you haven't watched the anthology documentary, it does cover the creation of those two songs. It's pretty cool.
Does it?
Yeah. Right.
And no Yoko.
I just looked up Laurel Canyon is what I was talking about. There's a famous documentary called Echo in the Canyon about where he was hanging out with all of those musicians. He was not of substance at that time, but because he was hanging out with all those people, and Jeff Lynne was part of that, he became Tom Petty. So the Laurel Canyon was what I said hate. I was trying to say Haight Ashbury, but it
Oh,
was
okay,
Laurel Canyon. So
Okay.
I corrected myself, Dink.
My mind went somewhere else with Echo in the Canyon, right back to the Super Tramps. But anyway, on to your next.
Oh, I have more. All right. Well, for my second samey is gonna be my number 2 is Barracuda. You can't have a 1977 list excluded from you guys without Barracuda.
Clearly, I'm the when the levee breaks again. Fuck.
Right? I mean, seriously. I talk all the time about how a metalhead. You can't have a lot of the modern metal without this fucking song, that and a Zeppelin song. But you can't, because it's so fucking cool. It's not cursory. It's not common. It was so far ahead of its time that it transcended and it turned into another whole genre of music. So I absolutely love Heart. And I love Barracuda. Barracuda is my favorite Heart song. There's not a better Heart song in my mind. So I guess number 1, we've talked a lot about my upbringing and whatnot. I grew up in South Minneapolis, and there was a lot of soul, a lot of R&B, which I profess my love to a lot of that through and through. My number 1 song is Clear Cut, Dried, Easy by the Commodores. My God, I love the Commodores, and I've talked about in the past that my first concert was the Commodores. Easy. It was intentionally written to be a crossover song. They had a couple other songs that were crossovers, not quite as big, but Easy came out and fucking kicked the doors down. Lionel Richie is a badass, and I know, Dink, you're a big fan of Lionel Richie. You've talked a lot about Lionel Richie. Solo artist, I respect the hell out of Lionel Richie, but I'm just a huge Commodores fan. My first concert was the Commodores, and all 3 of my children's first concert was the Commodores. I made sure that happened, and it was fucking incredible. And they were like, "Dad, what is this that we're listening to?" But I was like, "I'm happy," so it all worked out. So Easy. The OG Easy is fucking incredible, but Faith No More's
I was just gonna say, you're bringing up Faith No More for sure
again.
Yeah, it is incredible. So I'm going to start with 2 different chart listings. I'm going to start with the Commodores. Number 12 in Canada, number 24 in the Dutch. Number 1, Billboard Hot Soul. Number 4, Billboard Top 100. Faith No More from Angel Dust.
Yep.
It was a song that they decided to do because they played War Pigs every single tour, and they wanted to do a cover that was the opposite, but had the same kind of kick in the face, and they did it.
Yeah, they did.
Number 58, U.S. Billboard 100. Number 1 in Australia, Dink. Number 3 in the UK. So both versions are badass. Faith No More's version starts out kind of the same. But the second verse comes in with the heavier drums, the heavier bass line, and a little more aggressive guitar line. The solo he does almost note for note, but he does it with so much more swag. But the R&B solo is fucking incredible. I love both of these versions almost equally. They're like twin babies for me. I love them. Big fan. That's it.
I will say, great pick. I will say, of the 2 versions, I do prefer the Faith No More.
Makes sense.
The single album work is much better than the original. And the album artwork is just 2 rhinos.
The rhinos, yes. With the sun setting behind them.
Yes. Like they're in
In
love.
the Serengeti.
No, great pick. I've loved the original. The original, again, having being the 6th kid of 7 kids and parents who were really into music too as well. The Commodores were big with my dad and with my mom.
Really?
Yep.
I wouldn't have guessed that with your dad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Yeah, my dad loved the Commodores. He loved Nat King Cole. He loved.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I love Nat King Cole.
Me too.
All right. So if you guys don't have any other great comments about 77, I'll give you a second.
No.
All right. 77 was an awesome time frame.
That was a split second.
Yeah.
Right? Well, you said no. But 77 was a really cool time period because it was an amalgamation of so many new influences, so many different things. Like I mentioned with Sex Pistols and the Talking Heads and disco and just punk and new wave starting to kind of come through there. And then the classic rock and then the new versions of heavy metal all coming together. And then the next decade, just a handful of years later, really reaping the benefits of all of this year, 77. So thank you so much for joining us on this. Just visit juststrengthpod.com. Check us out. Click like. Hit subscribe. Hit the bell like AC/DC. And guys, what do we say to close it out?
Go
fuck yourself.
Hey!
What they said.
Except for Dink. Dink doesn't say it.
He stopped saying
TFY.
I don't want to be mean.
Right. John, no.
If I'm gonna be mean, it's gonna be more subtle than that.
Why are you guys so aggressive?
You guys are so abrasive.
We call that Minnesota nice. Just Ranked is researched and produced by the Just Ranked crew. Edited and mixed by Joe Burkle. Socials and marketing by DJR Media Services. Theme music by Blue Joker. If you're enjoying the show, please set your podcast app to download new episodes and help spread the word by leaving a review and tell everyone you know to listen.